we promised we'd bring you an interview on the ZANJEER project. Dildar Singh and Jason Flinter in the studio this morning to talk about that project. Now, the ZANJEER project is a group of 3 musicians, Dildar, Jason and Jivan, who come from different areas of the music industry. The project, in essence, is a songwriting production team producing songs for India, Bollywood, the Asian diaspora in the UK. Good morning.
Morning, Pat.
Good morning, Dildar and Jason.
You read our script well done.
We went to see. Shh. It's supposed to be off the top of my head, you lot. Can you just stop it? Otherwise, this interview could go all wrong.
Okay.
Pete Tong, as they say. Guys, thank you for joining us. As we speak, I'm going to put just a little bit of your music in the background, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
We're listening to Lovers of Life. Guys, first of all, Dildar, you're like a bit of a kind of veteran on this programme and on BCFM as well. How you doing?
Very well. Great to be here, Pat. Really, absolutely fantastic. Enjoying it, loving it.
Yeah.
Fantastic new interesting project away from RSVP, which is... they're doing very good too as well. But
well, let's begin RSVP. We were talking in the studio and off air as well. Was it 30 years ago or whatever? Yeah. You guys playing at Kingswood Freestyle. I remember bringing reggae artists down and RSVP in Kingswood.
Oh, absolutely! It was just something else. Is like
it was a culture shock for many.
It was such a culture shock. But the best thing about it was, Pat, you've done yourself good and we've done ourselves brilliant because it was such a great gig. Our next gig from that was WOMAD.
Yeah.
So it's great.
And that's awesome. And the thing is, right, it's about breaking boundaries, isn't it? Is that people would say you can't have that in Kingswood. Kingswood is this type of area. No, they would. Jason, you're laughing, right? We'll come to that in a second. But people saying, you can't have them. You can't have all this, like, P music. And I'm thinking to myself, well, do you know what? Do you know what? That's me. You know, that's my heritage and ethnicity. And my love also was black music, which, of course, was reggae and hip-hop and soul. We had country, we had rock and roll, but why not RSVP? And you went down a storm, to be fair.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what it is? RSVP, in essence, is a fusion act, but this is one step further yet again. So that's when I met Jason.
Okay.
And it came to the ZANJEER project.
All right. So Jason Flinter, see, I'm reading again, award-winning songwriter.
I am, actually, yeah.
Yes, you are. And now, this is your life. Mummy! Oh, this is going to be fun. A film and TV score composer.
Yes.
And you're a songwriting workshop facilitator. So what does that mean in English?
Or
Urdu.
Or Urdu. Or Hindi, yes. Or Punjabi. Well, what it has done, my background is film writing and score. That moved into songwriting when there was I did a film in late 90s and they wanted a lot of songs, so I got into songwriting. But that's just progressed into being part of a songwriting team.
So he's not the only one.
He's not. No, I guess there are other songwriters around it. But I then with the skills I accrued over 20 odd years, I then just did a few workshops in Brisfest, Ashton Court Festival, the acoustic festivals. And so people just came along, mainly amateurs, wanting to know just skills of songwriting, mainly in the pop world, where it's quite formulaic.
Sure.
So just giving a few hints and tips of maybe constructing a song. Not there's no rules. There's just what I've always said. There's no rules. There's just facts and tools to use to bang out a song as quick as you possibly can.
But in terms of your CV, BBC, Discovery, TLC, lots of kind of good stuff that you've written for and experience that you've got. So of course, being able to pass that on. And are you Bristol based? And did you start in Bristol?
I came to Bristol in '84 to do my degree. At Barrow Ashton, and I'm still waiting to go back home.
You're one of them that stayed, are you?
I just happened to met my wife. I just happened to get married.
Bristol is full of people that studied in the city. And
very transient.
And what a beautiful compliment it is to our city. In actual fact, half of our one of Brecky team are made up, or more than half of that, of people. And me, myself, I didn't study. I came here when I was 13 from Nottingham, from the Midlands.
All right.
And I've been here ever since. And wouldn't, if I stayed in the UK, I wouldn't live anywhere else.
I'm not sure I'm counted as a true Bristolian, been here for 37 odd years. But it's been a great opportunity for me and to work with loads of different people. I mean, I know you sort of said it's a bad thing and we can't talk about different cultures, but that's all I've been immersed in. That's all I've ever done. I mean, from the 2000s, I've worked in a lot of world music. Did a massive project to do with world drumming, and weirdly enough, I did work with our old ex-bands, which was Dill Cook. Kush,
Right.
15 years ago. And then we found out that I worked with Dil Kush, and Dildar was
founder member of the
that.
The Dil Kush outfit was a pre-RSVP. 30 years prior to that, I had a different band, and
it's weird.
when I was about 15, between 15 and 22, the Dil Kush was a cultural outfit. It was more of a dance, drumming, and entertainment act. It was just to keep culture moving.
Let's just get to the point. You were musically promiscuous back in
I
the day.
was. I mean, I started off in the temple, though. In all fairness, I started off in the right place.
All right, I'll remove the word promiscuous, and I apologise, because as soon as you brought temple into it, I had to be very righteous and kind.
I am inviting you to that temple, mate, so...
I need to come. I need to come soon. Now, listen, as we're speaking as well, we're playing some ZANJEER songs as well. Drowning in Your World, we're playing right now. Lovers of Life was a track we played before as well. Tell us just a little bit about how and why then. So we know about, and we need to mention Jivan as well, who's not sleeping.
No,
I'm sure he's
Don't be defensive. Go on. No, now's your chance.
No, he's working, but no, Jivan actually has been in the whole of the city. He's very well known because he loves to bangrify anything and everything there is.
Yeah, he does.
So he's working with Celtic artists in orchestras.
Was it like Father Like Son? He's very musically promiscuous.
Yes, more so. But in ages, but we all change. You know, you start from the Kirtan in the temple, then you sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And you get older, and then you mature, and then you want to do something with a bit more style and finesse, and then you end up going right there where you started to.
Okay. So you guys got together because, I mean, obviously you've not long done Glastonbury, and you do all sorts of stuff. And Jason, in your field as well, kind of pretty busy, I would imagine. Have you ever done stuff in like this before, in terms of kind of like Indian music and Bhangra infused stuff?
Me personally, yes, I have.
Yeah.
I did a project back in 2006 with a drummer called Simon Carver, and we actually put on a world drumming fusion, I don't know, and we did with schools on at the Colston Hall. We put a big thing on there, which involved with Middle Eastern group called No Great Shakes, Dil Kush, the Bristol Samba at the time, so a lot of Brazilian drumming, Western kit drumming as well. We worked with the Bristol Cathedral Choir. A lot of very cross cultures, as much as cross cultures as I possibly could. So very much immersed in that, and that translated to a bit of score on a little bit of film.
Yeah.
And I've worked with Sri Lankan artists, Indian artists.
So you got a bit of a track record in.
For me, it's always been about the rhythm,
right?
And just the sound, the different timbres of all the different types of drumming and percussion out there. Especially if listening to Jivan, I know we started on Dildo and I started on a track and we weren't getting very well with it until Jivan came in and did the rhythm track.
Yeah.
And as soon as I listened to the rhythm,
that's kind of Jivan's thing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But as soon as I heard,
stop laughing.
As soon as I listened to the actual percussion, I could hear the melody and the music in the percussion because it's so tuned. I'm not used to instruments like tablas and dholaks being so tuned, and they have to be so well in tune with the key of the song.
And I think part of that as well is actually understanding the cultural nuances in terms of how we listen to music. And I think you understands. Listen, if you're crossing over, sometimes there are things that you will do. You will slightly modify or slightly change things in terms of the way the way it used to be.
I had to learn a completely different language. That was the main beauty and the main learning of this project.
Well, I'm laughing because of that, mate, because I struggled so much because I do still Western singing as well. But when I was trying to do Asian singing and Western singing, I was still looking for the tablas and the rhythm to sort of like guide me. And it's like, that's where we struggled at the beginning.
We struggled a lot. And actually, after that third session, we almost gave up because we couldn't talk to each other.
On that subject,
musically.
right? Those that work in a collaborative way, whether you're trying to draw something, you're trying to write something or create something or create a piece of music, it's really difficult sometimes when you're working in a collective to get your ideas across. How has that process been for you? You've described one part where Jivan came in and he made that work, but generally what are the rules, or are there any?
I don't think there should be any rules.
Yeah.
There are, as I say, there are facts and tools. You know, if you're playing in a certain key, then there's certain chords. I would say there'd be certain chords I would normally play.
Right.
But when I get introduced to rags, which is a completely different way of thinking about songs,
right.
I was stumped because there were certain chords I go, well, this is in C sharp, so these are the chords that a Western taught person would use, and none of it worked.
Right.
Which really freaked me out. Okay. So I had to get rid of the rules and go, right, okay, well, I'm going to play a chord here which I wouldn't play in this key, but for some reason the melody you're Dildo was singing, and some of the notes were I'm going, well, that's not quite right. That's
right.
But it's a case of going through that and going, right, forget it. Let's just throw the rule book out.
And that's where we had to free our minds.
Yeah.
There's a piece in one of the songs where it says, ZANJEER, free your mind. And then we'd have to start again, free our minds, because there is starting all over again. Sure. Free your minds. And the actual the production team and the project's called ZANJEER, because you have to free your mind in order to...
Okay.
Blue sky thinking.
So where is this project heading? Where's it going to go? Is it going to be a resource for people that are making films, say, listen, we want this music? Or is it, or will people come to you and say, look, we've listened to what you guys have done, we've got this brand new production, we want you guys to write the score? Or would it be a bit of both?
You got it, Pat. That's definitely it. I mean, we've got 4 tracks here, which you can find on thesongdiner.co.uk/ZANJEER.
And it's all being shared on the BCFM radio social media pages.
Oh, fantastic!
So people can click straight through as well.
Yeah. So that's what we can do, and we've had some good feedback in terms of. I mean, plenty of people have done the East-West fusion, and we're not saying we're brand new here.
Sure,
but there's different ways of doing that, and I think we've had some good feedback about this. You can't. Sometimes you can feel the fusion jarring and crowbarring in.
Yeah.
Like the chorus is Punjabi or Hindi or Indian language, and then suddenly the verse is completely Western. But our comments that we've got is that it's really fused.
Absolutely.
In a different way, but in a way that's. You can't tell.
Those things are important. We've had the comment, actually, and I will say his name, DJ Swami, Diamond from... he's an international DJ as well.
He's really cool.
And he is really cool. Very
cool.
Very down to earth. He's quite a cutting-edge person on fusion, and he says the thing with fusion, you can't just have a butt join, rock with bhangra. It has to be integrated, and it has to be done with taste for those nuances. So I think that's what we learned from doing.
Even if any community, especially in Bristol, if there's any Anglo-Asian amateur or filmmakers out there that want to get the next project out, then we'll write some stuff for you. That's what we want to do.
I think that's what we need. Can you imagine that, a production in this city? There is such a massive Asian community, but a fusion, and I think of artists like Splits P, half Pakistani, half Jamaican, and kind of his. All the stuff I've heard of his is kind of, reggae inspired and black music based. But imagine that getting some kind of collaboration. But in terms of film, not just soundtrack, there's such a story in our city to be told. Yeah. And when we hear about the stories of Wild Bunch and Massive Attack and all the other stuff, there is an undercurrent of Asian involvement all the way through from then until now.
Need to bring it to the surface.
In the days from Ronnie Size and all the underground music, we've always been on the fringes, and that's because that reflects society as well. However, I think because of the big awareness now of Bollywood music and Asian music, it's always been there in London and Birmingham and Leicester, but I don't know, Bristol. I don't know
for you, but in our generation, and we're of similar ages, right? Similar generation. In our generation, when I was growing up, and I know that for many kind of Asian kids, not everybody, but certainly Anglo-Indians as well, there was almost this shame of wanting to. You say, do you know what? I'm going to adopt reggae, right? Rather than play the music of our families and stuff. I'm not saying a shame, but it was almost like disowning it.
Jason,
I guess
but there was.
There was to try and fit in.
There was a whole generation of young Asians that kind of listen to music at home.
There is,
but not outside.
Big load of us, like myself. I hear all the time, "Oh, yaar, why are you bastardizing music?" And we say, "No, we're not bastardizing music.
Yeah.
We're evolving it."
Yeah.
Asian music and all music genres, they move with the times, with influence, with their environment. We love being British Asian, and we love Bristol, but we also love the other part of our heritage as well.
Yeah. Well, my point is that the younger generations now are more proud of the music heritage, which is great. Talking about filmmakers, Bashar Malik, a happy birthday to you, working on the I Am Judah film and many other things. So happy birthday. What an amazing filmmaker. And also to Sue Stevens, happy birthday. So listen, guys, I'm going to play.
This is a good track.
I'm going to play a track. Yeah. So what are we listening to now? We're listening to Lovers of Life. Let's have a little listen a second.
Oh, it's the instrumental version.
Yeah, that's cool. That's okay.
It's good for film score, I guess.
I mean, you can drop something live on here if you want, Dildar.
Do you recognise it?
Oh, yeah, I do recognise it, but my timing and I've been away on weddings and stuff.
Pre-chorus now. Also, Lisa sings. We haven't mentioned Lisa.
Oh, yeah, we do need to mention Lisa. What a good singer. And what a good collaborating artist as well.
Yeah. Are you going to drop some live vocals for us?
And everyone in between.
That's the weird note, as I couldn't handle.
Oh, you'd be missing. I wouldn't be doing any justice. Actually, in fact, if we played the version, do play it on the radio.
We'll find it. I'm loving this. I'm loving these, and they really are what I would call kind of a fused style. It really is a mashup of kind of like Euro kind of Bhangra styles. Yeah, it's really nice. You enjoying this, Victoria?
I actually like it because it's quite a bit more modern uptake to the Bollywood, of the old type of Bollywood.
Yeah, it is.
So it's kind of up to modern times now, especially for the younger listeners as well.
I've got a question, and only you will know this, Dildar, maybe. So in the days of the Michael Jackson Thriller dance and the Janet Jacksons and all that kind of stuff, right? Was this not going on in Bhangra long before, or did some of the kind of Bollywood films take from the whole Michael Jackson scenario? Because we see these amazing sequences in so many of those Bollywood movies from back in the day. I'm thinking, wow. Look at this.
Absolutely. Well, it has been happening for a long time, but I think from a Bristol to Bollywood thing, it will be like Bristol music is very, very well known as well. So I think that would be something different and special for us as well. So the local markets for us in terms of working with local film, TV and music industry, it's great, but it has the potential to take it across over to further,
Wow. Do you know what? You're going to be a politician. You managed to answer a question with a completely different answer.
Oh, I am a politician!
Which was awesome. That's good. Listen, guys, how can people, so people can just go online and look spell it for us as well. Is it ZANJEER Project?
Well, on Facebook, just type in ZANJEER. You'll find it. It's got a big Z somewhere. Cool. Or if you want to listen to the music, that's on a website called The Song Diner.
Yeah.
And you just go songdiner.co.uk/ZANJEER.
Brilliant.
And you can listen to all the music.
And are we going to see any little productions, kind of like video productions that feature this music coming out soon, so we can kind of sample for ourselves?
Well, if your listeners want to use us, then yes. We got a few videos and teasers of that music with film as well online on YouTube.
Okay.
So it can all be found, especially on the Facebook.
Brilliant. I can't wait. I do think that we ought to put something. I do think we ought to put something together. Even if it's a short film featuring your guys' stuff. Yeah. Can I be the stereotypical shopkeeper in it?
Oh.
No? Maybe I could be a gangster.
A gangster would be better.
A boxing promoter.
India's going through all that stuff about everybody wanting to be a bad boy.
Yeah. So I can play the part.
Yeah.
So anyone listening, write the script, all right?
Yes. Yeah? Absolutely.
Duration, let's decide now before we hit the news. So what do you reckon? A short film?
It's got to be a bad boy film.
Yeah, 15, 17-minute film.
All right, a 17-minute film. We're going to produce. Oh, this is going to be exciting. Yeah. Come on.
This is going to be special.
We'll do the score and we'll do a song as well that you can.
We need a bit of a spec for it once we know what the film's about.
Doesn't matter.
I would like to see a song with you singing and him rapping.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Definitely.
Done.
Definitely.
There we go.
I
would love to see that.
Meets RSVP, definitely.
I can do
so
that.
anyone listen, you want to write a little script, all right, for us. It's got to be a kind of a fusion Asian mix. It can be based in Bristol. 17-minute short film. We'll do it, yeah?
A shopkeeper who's a gangster in his spare time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he drives the taxi as well when we've got a bit of time.
Sure.
No.
Oh, that's a bit stereotyping, isn't it?
Well, I was just taking a minute. I thought that might have been funny.
He was being ironic. He was trying to be Jason Flinter. And Dildar Singh, guys, thank you so much. Listen, we are going to be playing A Time for a New Beginning after the news, because otherwise our producer will hurt me. In more ways than you can imagine. News is next. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, Pat. Thank you.
Cheers, Pat. Thank you so much, all you guys out there.